guys, Isaac with a chance to read to movie review Osmosis Jones. Who those people have heard or not heard of Osmosis Jones, it's right here. Osmosis Jones was directed by Peter Farrelly and Bobby Farrelly, and these are the brothers that directed this movie. And this movie stars Chris Rock, Lawrence Fishburne, David Hyde Pierce, Brandy Norwood, William Shatner, Molly Shannon, Chris Elliott, and Bill Murray. And this is the movie that I'm talking about. This movie I have not seen in a while, but I'm gonna get into that like later on. This movie starts off with Frank Dettori. This movie takes place. I don't know where this movie takes place, but this movie is about Frank. Frank Dettori, played by Bill Murray. He's a zookeeper. He has a daughter named Shane. And then after this monkey dropped his egg on the ground, he picked it up, and when he put it in his mouth, we travel inside Frank's body, and this takes us on this incredible journey around inside his body. And inside his body, you see we get cells out of cartoon characters. We get germs, white blood cells, red blood cells, and one deadly virus, including we get a stop cold pill in this movie, and then we have a deadly virus who's trying to kill Frank, and probably like he said in 28 hours, and now it's up to Osmosis Jones and his stop cold pill partner named Drex to put a stop to this deadly virus and save Frank. And I haven't seen this movie for at least 7 years actually, 2013, back in 8th grade. I remember one time my teacher would show us this movie. Yeah, she would show us this movie. Um, I don't know. I think she's seen this movie in theaters probably, but she showed us this movie after the movie went off, and she was like, "What'd you think?" And she's like, "What'd y'all think?" And I'm like, "This movie was excellent." And then one of my classmates was like, "This movie is just horrible." Nah, I'm not a big cartoon fan. I'm like, "Well, I am. That's alright, cause I love cartoons." So, so this is a mixed up. So we get cartoon characters inside Frank's body, and we get live action outside in the outside world of Frank's body. So I don't know. That's all I know. So let's talk about the characters. Osmosis Jones, played by Osmosis Jones, is a white blood cell. He's a police officer, and he's played by Chris Rock. He was but Chris Rock, he wasn't really funny as Osmosis Jones. I think he was really slow on for the most part. His character was a little bit annoying, but I didn't really care about that. But but Osmosis Jones is one of my favorite characters. I think I find him funny because he's really cool. Because Chris Rock is my favorite actor. He was really good since Head of State. Yeah, since Head of State, Grown Ups 1 and 2, and including his stand ups. So yeah, but I don't really find him annoying. I think I find him really realistic because he's a white blood cell. He wants to like work on his own or something like that. For Drex, played by David Hyde Pierce, he was really good in this movie, playing a stop cold pill that protects Frank or save Frank from getting sick. Cause most people do get sick, and I mean I know some, just like say if a person says I don't get sick at all, like I'm lucky. Um, like first of all, some people or everybody do get sick. So what's that person's point? And for Lawrence Fishburne's my favorite actor as well. He was really good in Boys in the Hood and Ride Along and Aquila and the Bee. He plays a deadly virus who's the main villain in this movie named Thrax, who's trying to kill Frank. Like I said, he was trying to get Frank killed, and now like I said, Osmosis Jones wants to get to the point to put a stop to this deadly virus because he wants to solve a crime, and now it's a crime scene. And then for William Shatner's character, William Shatner was really good in this movie, but his character was annoying. He plays Mayor Fleming, who he'd just be like, "I just care about my re-elections. I don't care about other people's lives." And I'm like, dude, you're like Donald Trump right now. Like, I don't understand. Mayor Fleming a little bit reminds me of Donald Trump because the way he looks. I'm just kidding. It was a joke. But anyway, Mayor Fleming was the only character that's kind of annoying, but William Shatner was really good. But Mayor Fleming, all he cares about is stupid re-election, then care about other people's lives, and then caring enough, then more than caring enough for Frank's health. Like seriously, dude, it's because you're a white blood cell. Please, dude, like you gotta care about other people's lives. It's because you're a mayor, and you gotta make sure the town is cleaned up. And Brandy Norwood was really good as Leah, and Chris Elliott was really good as Frank Dettori's brother named Bob, who's actually a zookeeper as well. And that's all I know about that's all I know about the characters for now. I'm not gonna tell you the rest. If y'all have not seen this movie, y'all gotta watch it. Or if you have seen the movie, I think you're good to go to watch this review. For this movie, I think this movie had a little bit of issues, but I still love this movie. But when I was on Rotten Tomatoes, I was like, "Are you serious? Like that's a low score. That's bad." I think the problem with this movie, it has a little bit of issues. This movie didn't really teach enough for kids at all. Like this movie didn't teach enough for the children to understand about the human body. For me, I think this movie is kind of like a health class and science class movie because this movie's about the human body and about cells. Because, like, say say if your science teacher puts on Osmosis Jones and understand about cells inside the human body, or say if you're in health class, then this movie will tell you understand about the human body. This movie didn't tell you about the human body. It didn't tell you anything about Frank's Frank Dettori's body at all. And then tell you about white blood cells, red blood cells, or germs or anything. But this movie has a little bit of problems between what they said. Probably they saying that Osmosis Jones is kind of annoying. And I'm like, well, I don't really find him annoying. I think I find him a little bit funny. Because for me, I think this movie wasn't funny enough. This movie wasn't funny. This movie took it really not into funny moments. There were no funny moments in this movie at all. There were no funny moments. The comedy in this movie was low. It was a little bit low because this movie didn't make me laugh. For me, I didn't really care enough for the comedy. I just care enough for this film. I didn't really care enough for the comedy anyway, because for plus, I think I care enough for the characters than the comedy. And for because I think some of these characters kind of can really get annoying a little bit, but it's not really the movie's fault. I think the directors could have done a better job on this film. Like tell the kids to understand about this movie. Like you need to understand what's going on. So I'm not blaming the movie. I'm just seeing what I'm ignoring. It's just sorry that was the dog barking. I'm gonna just ignore her. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, thanks. So for speaking of Osmosis Jones, we get what's between this movie Inner Space, Osmosis Jones, and Inside Out because this movie kind of reminds me of Inside Out because I think Inside Out is one of the better movies than Osmosis Jones. Well, Inner Space is really I really like Inner Space. Inner Space was out in 1985. Osmosis Jones came out in 2001. Inside Out 2015. Both great movies. I really enjoy because this movie supposed to tell me about because this movie is educational for kids to understand. For Inside Out, I think Inside Out is more educational enough for the kids to understand about emotions in your brain. And for inner space, it travels inside around a around the human body, which is inside the body to like you're just like okay, I see red blood cells and eyeball, I see this and that. And for Osmosis Jones, you're just like I don't understand what's going on in this movie, but I'm not blaming this movie for everything. Don't 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 blame the movie. It's not the movie's fault. I understand this movie can get annoying, but it's not really annoying for me. Like I don't think it's annoying. I think it's really crazy. And this movie was like 1 hour and something. I forgot how long with this movie. I forgot how long this movie is. I can't keep up. Right, I can't keep up with the hours for a minute. I'm gonna have to just watch. I'm just gonna have to look at it later. But if you, like I said, if you have not or have, if you have not or if you have seen this movie, if you have not seen this movie, don't watch this review because you have to watch the movie first before you watch the review. If you have seen this movie, you can watch the review because I think this movie, because you know this movie is a classic. This is an old movie that came out on August 10th. This movie came out on August 10th, 2001, and this is a really old movie, so this is really classical. So if you're in science class or in health class, I think your teacher's gonna get you to watch this movie, and then you're just gonna be like, oh, I think this movie's gonna understand what's the movie's gonna talk about. So that's all I gotta say to this video about Osmosis Jones, that came out in 2001. Yeah, this is a really old movie, so that's all I gotta say to this video. So be sure to like, subscribe, and press notification button. Follow me on Instagram and comment down below, and I'll see you on my next video. And thanks for watching.